welcome back to our kid video series where we come to create, imagine, and discover. Today we are going to create a ball drop. This is for babies about 9 months to 12 months of age. This is working on object permanency and also cause and effect. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to cut a hole here, and do a little bit of hot glowing on the inside to create this ball drop for our little ones. So, what we need to get started. You're going to need a shoebox, a box cutter or a knife, a pen, the balls that you would like to use in the box, a cutting board, some extra scrap cardboard, a hot glue gun, and a ruler. So go ahead and gather your items together so we can get started. Now I did spray paint my box. If you spray paint yours, just make sure that it has 7 days to cure before babies play with it. That is the recommended time for anything baby related from the actual spray painting companies. You want to wait 7 days for it to fully cure before they play with anything spray painted. Now we're going to start with the balls for the ball drop. Now I picked tennis balls. You just grab whatever you want to do and we'll do our first hole measurement off of these. The first thing we're going to do is, because I picked tennis balls, I have the lid that gives me kind of the size reference. So I'm going to take the lid and use this to trace the hole that I need. So I'm going to open up the box and place the cutting board right underneath where I'm going to be cutting. And we're going to take this almost all the way to the line where the box folds. Just take your pen and trace around the hole. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and cut it with the box cutter or whatever knife you have. Okay, so once you have your circle cut, just go ahead and pop that right out. And we have our first cut done. Now we're going to do the one right here for the ball to come out of. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and take this down here, and I'm going to trace around it. Now when I trace around it, I'm going to go ahead and do a straight line where it meets the bottom. So it's going to kind of look like a little mouse hole. You go ahead and cut that hole out as well. So we're going to go ahead and cut it off right here at the base. Perfect. Okay, so we have both of our holes cut in our box. So we're just going to use our ball and make sure that it does fit in there. In fact, it does. Now, if you notice, the ball didn't come right out, so that's where this next part comes in. So how we're going to make sure that the ball comes out through the hole, we are going to take an extra scrap cardboard. I just happened to get a really long, thin piece. Put it underneath your box, and then just mark it right on this side. And then we're going to go ahead and cut that. We're going to cut it just a little bit smaller than what we need it to be because we need this to fit inside the box, not the outside. Grab your cutting board, grab your knife, and go ahead and grab that handy ruler that you have. This is going to help us just make a straight line so we don't have to worry about jagged lines for the inside. And then set this extra piece of cardboard aside because we're going to use it later. Now go ahead and grab your box and we'll see if our piece fits inside. Okay, so our piece fits perfect in there, so we're going to go ahead and grab our hot glue gun and we're going to glue right along this edge so we can stick it on the back. So we're actually going to glue it on right there so it has a nice angle on the inside. And once it's there, go ahead and go over it again with hot glue line along the edge. Alright, so we have our piece in there, angled down to make sure that it's going to go forward. So let's try it out. Still didn't go through. So that's what we have extra cardboard for. We're going to go ahead and add a few more pieces to make sure that it goes through this hole. Because remember, this is for 9 to 12 months old. So we want to make sure that it works for them. Okay, so how we're going to make this work to make sure that the ball comes out. First thing we're going to do is we're going to measure all the way from that piece that we laid down to the hole. Mine is about 5 3/4. So we're going to take that extra scrap of cardboard that we laid aside, and we're going to make sure that the width of it will be, for me, 5 3/4. So I'm going to measure it and then go ahead and just mark it. Now you're going to need 2 of these pieces. So if you have an extra long piece like this, go ahead and just cut it all the way down. That'll help. If not, you're going to want to repeat this step for both pieces. And just measure it a couple times down so you can have the same length, the same width all the way down. Alright, now take your ruler and just put it right up against those little tick marks we made. And you're going to cut a line right there. So now that we've cut that, we're going to go ahead and just trash that. We don't need it. Now take your cut cardboard and take it right here. You want to go ahead and line it up with the edge of the hole on the side. We want it to be a good angle, and then we're going to just mark this on both sides. Mark it on the side there and mark it on the side here where it meets the box. And we're going to go ahead and cut that. It fits perfect right there, so we're going to add a hot glue line right up here. Again, line it up with your hole. Just glue it right to the box. Then we're going to add another line of hot glue right where it meets the bottom of the box. Repeat these steps for the other side. Okay, when you're all finished with the inside, this is what it should look like. Now let's put it to the test. And there you have our ball drop box. So for more of our videos, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that little bell down below to get notifications when we post a video, and follow us on Facebook. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you next time.